As our loved ones age, their bodies go through gradual but profound changes, some of which signal that they may be entering their final year of life. These signs are often subtle at first, making them easy to overlook, but understanding them can help families provide the best possible care and support during this critical time. While it can be painful to acknowledge, recognizing these changes allows us to shift our focus from prolonging life to ensuring comfort, dignity, and peace in their remaining days. In this guide, we will explore 5 key signs that may indicate an elderly person is approaching their final year, signs that should never be ignored. By being aware of these changes, you can offer your loved one the reassurance and compassion they need during this delicate transition. Sign 1. Loss of appetite and weight loss. One of the most telling signs that an elderly person may be in their final year is a significant decrease in appetite and noticeable weight loss. This change is not just a random fluctuation in hunger, it's a deeper sign that their body is gradually shutting down. At first, you may notice small changes. They start eating less, leave food untouched, or say they're just not hungry. Favorite meals no longer excite them, and they might refuse solid foods altogether, preferring only small amounts of soft or liquid foods. Over time, these changes become more pronounced, leading to considerable weight loss. Their clothes may appear looser, and their face may look thinner due to a reduction in muscle and fat. The reason behind this loss of appetite is simple: the body no longer needs as much energy. As metabolism slows down, digestion becomes less efficient, and the body prioritizes essential functions. Because they are using fewer calories, they don't feel as hungry as before. This is a natural part of the aging process, especially in the final months of life. Another contributing factor is difficulty swallowing. Many elderly individuals experience dysphagia, trouble swallowing, which makes eating uncomfortable or even painful. If they begin coughing or choking while eating, this could be a sign that swallowing is becoming more difficult. Hydration also becomes an issue. You may notice that they drink less water, leading to dry lips, sunken eyes, or dehydration. This happens because their body's fluid regulation system isn't working as effectively as before. For loved ones, it can be distressing to see an elderly person refuse food. The instinct is to encourage eating, but it's important to understand that this decline is not about stubbornness, it's a natural process. Instead of forcing meals, focus on providing small, nutrient-rich portions that are easy to swallow. Offer soft foods like yogurt, soup, or smoothies, and keep them hydrated with ice chips, juice, or sips of water. Weight loss in the final year is often irreversible. While supplements or high-calorie foods may help for a short time, the body is ultimately preparing for the end by slowing its intake needs. The best thing you can do is ensure they are comfortable and not experiencing distress due to hunger or thirst. Understanding this sign helps family members and caregivers shift their focus. Instead of trying to make them eat, the priority should be on keeping them comfortable and respecting their body's needs. Sign 2. Increased fatigue and sleeping more than usual. As an elderly person enters their final year, one of the most common signs is a significant increase in fatigue and prolonged periods of sleep. They may begin sleeping for most of the day, waking only for short periods before drifting back into rest. Even when they are awake, they may seem sluggish, uninterested in conversations, or too tired to engage in activities that once held their attention. Simple tasks like sitting up, eating, or speaking may require an overwhelming amount of energy, leading them to prefer resting over any form of exertion. This increased sleepiness is not just due to old age but rather a biological response to the body slowing down. As vital organs begin functioning less efficiently, oxygen levels drop, metabolism slows, and the body conserves what little energy remains for essential functions. The circulatory system also weakens, leading to poor blood flow, which can contribute to feelings of exhaustion. Many elderly individuals in their final months may appear distant, spending hours in a daze or in a light, unresponsive sleep, with occasional moments of clarity where they seem briefly alert before fading back into rest. Some may wake up disoriented, forgetting where they are or mistaking the time of day. Others may experience moments of agitation, as their body struggles to regulate energy levels. Family members often find this change difficult to witness, especially if their loved one was once active and engaged. But it is important to understand that this excessive fatigue is part of the natural process of the body preparing for the end of life. Encouraging them to stay awake or engage in conversation can be counterproductive, causing unnecessary stress or discomfort. Instead, caregivers and family members should focus on ensuring that their environment is peaceful and comfortable, with minimal disturbances. Soft blankets, quiet surroundings, and gentle reassurance can help them rest without anxiety. Hydration remains important, even as appetite declines, so offering small sips of water, broth, or juice can provide some comfort. It's also helpful to adjust their position regularly to prevent discomfort from prolonged lying or sitting. As their sleep deepens and wakeful moments become fewer, it's essential to accept that their body is following its natural course. Increased sleep is not a sign of giving up but rather the body's way of easing itself into the final stages of life. Family members should take this time to be present, even if their loved one is not fully aware, as the presence of familiar voices and gentle touches can provide a sense of peace. Recognizing this sign for what it is, a gradual transition rather than an abrupt change, can help caregivers and loved ones shift their focus from keeping them active to ensuring they are as comfortable as possible in their remaining time. Sign 3. Withdrawal from social activities and conversations. As an elderly person nears their final year, one of the most noticeable changes is their gradual withdrawal from social activities and conversations. Someone who once enjoyed engaging with family and friends may start speaking less, avoiding eye contact, and showing little interest in gatherings or phone calls. This withdrawal is not necessarily due to sadness or depression, but rather a natural part of the body's process as energy levels decline. Socializing requires effort, both physically and mentally, and as the body slows down, these interactions can become overwhelming or exhausting. They may begin to prefer silence over conversation, spending long periods sitting quietly, staring into space, or even closing their eyes as if in deep thought. Loved ones might notice that they no longer ask about family events, birthdays, or news, and if they do respond, their answers may be brief or disengaged. At times, they may appear confused or unable to follow conversations, which can make social interactions frustrating for them. This distancing can also manifest in a lack of interest in hobbies or activities they once loved, such as watching TV, reading, or participating in religious or community gatherings. They may decline invitations, prefer to stay in bed or in a chair for long hours, and seem indifferent to the presence of visitors. It's important to recognize that this withdrawal is not personal. It's a sign that their focus is shifting inward, preparing for the final stages of life. Their world becomes smaller as their physical and mental energy decreases, and they may find more comfort in solitude. Family members may feel hurt or helpless when their loved one stops engaging, but the best way to support them is by simply being present. Instead of pushing them to talk or participate in activities, sitting beside them, holding their hand, or quietly sharing a space can be more meaningful than words. Soft background music, gentle reassurance, and short, simple conversations can help them feel connected without overwhelming them. Even if they do not respond, they may still find comfort in the presence of loved ones. Withdrawal from social interaction is a natural part of the body's final journey, signaling a shift from the external world to an internal one. It is not something to fight against, but rather a transition to be understood and supported with patience and love. Sign 4. Changes in breathing patterns and physical discomfort. One of the most noticeable physical changes in an elderly person's final year is a shift in their breathing patterns, often accompanied by increasing physical discomfort. Their once steady and rhythmic breathing may become irregular, with noticeable pauses, rapid shallow breaths, or labored inhalations that seem to require extra effort. A common pattern known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing, where breathing speeds up, then slows down, followed by a temporary pause, can be observed as the body gradually loses its ability to regulate oxygen levels. Some individuals may also experience gurgling or rattling sounds in their throat due to fluid buildup, which can be distressing for family members but does not necessarily cause discomfort for the person experiencing it. Alongside these respiratory changes, physical discomfort becomes more apparent, as circulation weakens and the body struggles to maintain normal function. Hands and feet may become cold due to poor blood flow, and the skin may take on a mottled or bluish appearance, particularly in the extremities. Swelling in the legs or feet may occur as the heart becomes less efficient at pumping blood. Bedridden individuals may develop pressure sores or stiff joints from staying in one position too long, adding to their overall discomfort. Many elderly people in their final months also experience a heightened sensitivity to pain, making them more vulnerable to even minor irritations such as wrinkled sheets, rough fabrics, or sudden movements. As these changes progress, their energy levels decrease further, and their ability to communicate discomfort may decline. They may grimace, shift restlessly, or show signs of agitation without being able to express what is bothering them. Caregivers and loved ones should focus on ensuring comfort rather than trying to fix every symptom. Adjusting their position frequently, using soft pillows, keeping the room at a comfortable temperature, and offering pain relief when needed can all make a difference. Moistening their lips to prevent dryness, and keeping the air fresh with gentle ventilation can help ease some of the discomfort associated with breathing difficulties. Recognizing that these changes are part of the body's natural shutting down process can help loved ones shift their approach from trying to intervene to simply offering presence and support. While it can be difficult to witness, understanding that these breathing changes and physical discomfort are expected at this stage allows caregivers to focus on making the person's remaining time as peaceful and pain-free as possible. Sign 5. Mental confusion and hallucinations. As an elderly person approaches their final year, noticeable changes in their mental state often occur, including increased confusion, memory lapses, and even hallucinations. They may struggle to recognize familiar faces, forget where they are, or have difficulty following conversations that once seemed effortless. This confusion is not necessarily constant. Some days they may appear more alert and responsive, while other days they may seem lost in thought, disconnected from reality, or unable to recall basic details about their life. One of the most striking signs is the occurrence of hallucinations or vivid dreams, where they may see or hear things that are not there. Some elderly individuals report seeing deceased loved ones, speaking to people who are not present, or describing visions of places they have never been. These experiences can be unsettling for family members, but they are often a natural part of the body's transition, possibly providing comfort to the person experiencing them. In some cases, confusion manifests as restlessness or agitation, with the individual attempting to get out of bed despite physical weakness or repeatedly asking about people or events from the past. Their sense of time may become distorted, making them believe they are living in a different era of their life, leading to moments where they think they are young again, waiting for parents or old friends to visit. This mental decline is often linked to reduced oxygen flow to the brain, the effects of medications, or the body gradually shutting down non-essential functions. Family members should respond with patience and reassurance rather than trying to correct or challenge their perceptions. Arguing or forcing them to remember can cause frustration, while gentle validation and a calm presence can help ease their distress. Keeping the environment familiar, playing soft music, or providing comforting objects like a favorite blanket or a photo album can help ground them. If hallucinations or confusion cause anxiety, minimizing distractions and speaking softly can create a sense of security. While these cognitive changes can be emotionally difficult for loved ones, understanding that they are part of the natural end-of-life process can help caregivers focus on providing peace rather than trying to restore clarity. Even if they no longer recognize those around them, they can still feel the presence of love and care, which is the most important gift they can receive in their final moments. Watching a loved one go through the final stages of life is never easy, but understanding the signs can help you navigate this journey with greater awareness and care. The loss of appetite, increased sleep, social withdrawal, changes in breathing, and mental confusion are all natural parts of the body's preparation for the end. Rather than resisting these changes, the best thing we can do is ensure that our loved ones feel safe, comfortable, and surrounded by warmth in their final days. Being present, offering gentle reassurance, and focusing on their comfort is far more meaningful than trying to fight the inevitable. If you notice these signs in an elderly family member, Take the time to cherish every moment, provide emotional support, and most importantly, let them know they are loved.